haystack. This could be a bloodbath.
Yeah, this is about to be real messy at the start of this round. Naf swings in, flacks it up by Nitro. OC able to follow up, and 2 big kills from OC. interz able to come away and peel away with 1, but look how damaged up Cloud9 are. They're so softened up. interz gets 1. He's still so low, 17 HP. Smoke in hand, throws it on top of the bomb. Waits it out a second. Doesn't want to be tagged upon timing, upon entering that, but there's also a bit of a gap he has to worry about. Picks up the bomb. Molly on his back as well, as interz has plenty of time to maneuver his way into this round.
Re-aggression from Liquid means they will start to figure this out, but they don't have a rotation. They want to stick together here, the Liquid players, so they're both going to start flanking. And they may just catch interz. He's slowly clearing these corners. Oh, interz might just get around the corner in time, but he's been spotted, and I think he's screwed.
Yep, Shocks the Shark in behind him, hunting his prey, smells blood in the water, and Shocks happily collects the pistol for Team Liquid. Now, on a previous matchup, I think a lot of the story was around the fact that about disappointing major runs. Now, Team Liquid nearly went out in the challenger stage of the competition, were able to battle their way back with a reverse sweep, but did end up going on 3 in the legend stage. So it wasn't the best performance by any means for Team Liquid, and rumors and rumblings that this may not be a roster that sticks around for a very long time. You always see the kind of pressure on the organization, especially you feel that on North American soil. I'm really wondering whether or not Team Liquid are going to be able to perform with that sort of anticipation of people wanting to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of people will be looking forward to seeing how they can do. We'll be hoping they can make a run at this event. And actually in the last 3 months, Naf has overtaken Elige as the highest rated player on Team Liquid. So in general, you'd look at Elige as the main man. I think he's been a little inconsistent lately, but at the same time, he plays so aggressive, Elige, that you are kind of surprised he was able to be consistent for so long, as oftentimes an entry player. And Naf, obviously, more happy to sit at the back of the pack. You know, the sloth, he's always chilling. He's vibing
Rarely
at the back.
smiling, but always at the back. But
hey, he smiled recently. We all saw the video.
Yeah, we did. Shot's about to peek down. It's going to be nice and clean. I don't think that'll be enough to crack a smile for Naf, but Shiro looking to put some frowns on their faces, perhaps. He's got the M4, but Elige makes sure that that doesn't get anything done. Single player falls for Liquid, but they take the 2-0 start.
Do you think there's a big favorite in this game, or do you think this is a fairly close one? Because Cloud9 are probably favored, I would assume, but it's not. They don't fill you with confidence right now, do they?
But yeah, I think they're a team that you would say even at the start of this year absolutely should be beating this version of Liquid. But yeah, given what we've seen and the teams they can lose to at the major, yeah, kind of lost a lot of stock in them, kind of lost a lot of faith in them. And I think this is definitely a matchup they can lose, but I would still favor Cloud9.
I think you have to, just based on the pedigree of the players, but it's Liquid who have the good start, and now we get a gun round, and look at this stack from Liquid, 3B right now. They might try and flash in and go aggressive here.
interz looking to be boosted up, spots a little bit of Shocks on the metal itself, damage being done on towards Axel. He's down to 7. Naf goes over the top, rattling away, and oh no, that almost felt free, but Naf does at least get a parting gift from the fire. interz will burn. A little bit of Texas barbecue for him. And Cloud9 low on health on Axel. Some damage onto nafany, but still, a round you can find your way into. But with the numbers that Liquid have in this side of the map, they got 3 close enough. 2 inside of the B side. Elige can quickly come back to play construction. It's hard to see how Cloud9 can force their way through unless they get this pick on Shocks.
Oh, but the boost on Axel, he was already tagged, so a single shot right between the eyes will do it. Molly forces Shocks back. OC decides not to capitalize, to try and trade. So Cloud9 have got it into a somewhat okay position, and this is the 3rd time they're trying this boost. Maybe it's 3rd time lucky for them.
Or 3rd time desperate, but we'll see if Shiro can get some space here to work with. Flash is about to set up his opportunity to peek towards the right side, but OC going to be blinded by that, isn't going to be affected by it at all. And so peeks out, takes 1, and nafany into the 1 versus 3 total clutch. He's preoccupied about Elige, so therefore a distraction set up for Nitro to get the flank around the backside, but nafany has actually thrown a smoke out to create a safe passage to turn it into 1v1, but 4 seconds had to commit to the plan, and Nitro, oh, he's calling his bluff, gets into the fight, and Nitro just about wins it. nafany nearly weasels his way through the round win.
All smiles for Team Liquid. That did come close, but Nitro pulls through despite the time pressure. Nearly still working out for nafany with the fake plant. And Team Liquid played this pretty well throughout. They had the right stack at the start of the round. Sure, the flash play from Naf wasn't ideal. He doesn't get the kill, but he gets it beyond the grave. And then Elige was just jiggle peeking from construction while OC hides on the site. They wait for the info. Easy kill for OC. And even at the end there, Nitro able to hold on. Some good reads early from Liquid, and it's back to the ramp play now. And still a buy from Cloud9 in this one.
Oh, nafany comes on through Elige. Empties his magazine in towards him. Now 4v4 utility. Oh, that's meaty. OC through the smoke. Removes Hobbit. Cloud9, a team that do not mind slowing it down at the start of these rounds towards ramp. Often, they will avoid the initial damage and initial flak damage from utility and kills, but this time losing multiple players.
nafany's definitely someone who has had a big influence on how Vertigo has played, though. He was someone who loved that ramp control. Not worked out for him this round, but Shiro's the man who's able to come up with the kill. OC still on short, but they saw him get a frag earlier, so they should be aware that there's likely still a Liquid player around. The question is, can they get the timing right?
Well, OC goes out in the short peek, and Axel able to take him out, and now Cloud9 begin their execute. The utility begins to dump upon the A site with 38 seconds left. Cloud9 would love to get into this site, but Naf is still here. You talked about the top red at the start of the show for Team Liquid. We'll see if he can manage anything. The bomb has gone down for Cloud9. If they can get away from this, oh, they try and get back towards short, but Naf is set up quickly enough to catch them and draw the numbers back into the equilibrium. 2v2. Cloud9 have the advantage in terms of playing the post plant. Team Liquid, limited time to maneuver their way through with a smoke up at the side. They've got a chance, but interz peeks out from short. It's a good pick to find, and Thrush Shocks into the 1 versus 2. He has to force the fight out of the sandbags. He has to force the play out of short. This is not an enviable position for Shocks to be in. He's pulled the first kill, can't get the second, and Cloud9 will take their first.
interz doing what he does best there, just surviving for so long. Once they get that bomb down, he's a real nuisance to go up against because he's really good at just never giving away unnecessary fights, never giving away his life. And in that post plant, that's exactly what you want to do. For Liquid, it looked pretty good at the start of this round. They got that early ramp fight. They were looking strong. They got up to the 4-on-3. But it was that kill onto OC that really seemed to be the first card that made the rest of the house of cards fall. And now, this is why Cloud9 forced in that previous round, because Liquid's money is on the verge of being broken. They've still bought, and they're going aggressive, but it's not working out.
Yeah, good pick here initially for Cloud9, but that kill back from OC was going to make them feel a little more comfortable right now, Team Liquid. Back into the 4v4, Nitro repositions into the sandbags again.
And he's fully alone on A right now.
So we need a big play out of Nitro, but he's going to be forced into an awkward position. Has to use the smoke up, and that is going to buy time. The utility will dump upon Nitro. He's just trying to buy time to get a teammate back to try and bolster the defense here and make it a little more doable, but Nitro is still under so much pressure. There's no getting out of this. It's just about staying alive as long as possible, allowing OC to get into a competitive position, but OC's now down as well.
They missed.
And yeah, it did. And so Nitro's in a position where he can actually get something done, but eventually they will overrun him. 1 kill for Naf. It's good, but it's not enough to keep it competitive here for Team Liquid. And Cloud9 slapped that bomb down, no problem.
Yeah, you could just see Cloud9 controlling the scenario once they figured out where Nitro was positioned. They realized that Liquid would probably start to stress and panic and figure out how to deal with that. They were just patient and realized that Liquid would try and respond to help their teammate, and they punished Liquid for that. Damn, they're getting loud over there, the Cloud9 guys. interz with another nice round, a couple of kills from him. Back and forth start to this game, but Cloud9 able to come back into it. And remember, the start from Liquid was good, but it came off the back of some right site stats, which is probably not going to be reliable for them.
Yeah, I think that noise probably was made by the Brazilians.
Yeah, I was thinking that. As soon as I said it, I was like, there's nothing to get that hyped about in this game right now.
Yeah, Fury versus Imperial currently ongoing. You can watch that one on ESL TV B. But if you want to continue watching the action of Team Liquid versus Cloud9, stay here on the mainstream. Cloud9, a couple of rounds collected, starting to get into the groove of things.
Let's see what you did there.
Yeah. And Team Liquid, just one rifle here for Shox. Looking to be the hero, but yeah, it's not looking hot. Lee's using the P2000 here, Holka. Let's notice that in the pistol round. How do you feel about that?
I feel like everyone has had a phase where they switch to the P2000,
Yeah.
even though it's probably just completely placebo and doesn't really make a big difference. I'm just like, oh, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, no, you switch back to it for like a couple of games.
Yeah.
Then you go back to the USP, you're like, damn, this is just way better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's always what I do.
Just lets you remind.
Also, just a USP one-shot headshot is just so clean.
It's
That's
very
one of the best
satisfying.
feelings out there.
Well, also one of the worst feelings comes from that when you're trying to shoot ahead from behind. So
True. Swings and roundabouts.
Exactly, two sides of that one coin. But Hobbit forcing Naf out of his Tetris spot, forces him into the wide fight, and easily collecting that is Hobbit. Shox playing from default, swings out to the right side, and it's one for Shox. Traded out by interz though. And you really needed more out of the rifle. interz having a great time taking a couple of picks between them, and Shiro able to help him out. So 3-3, we're all tied up now. Team Liquid, the important thing is here now we get to see him come back to purchase. So this is where we get to see what they have in the locker, because so far dealing with the gun rounds of Cloud9 hasn't been the prettiest, Holka.
No, once we've got into the gun rounds, Liquid haven't had the same reads that they had earlier, which netted them their success. 5 silenced M4s for Team Liquid into this one. We're seeing some M4A4s in the previous game. I think ZywOo had it at some point. May have been dropped to him.
Yeah, don't want to see too much more of that.
No, I just think the silence is too good. Like, especially on Vertigo here, you're trying to spam that ramp. You've got to spam the ramp smoke with the silenced M4, surely.
Yeah, a lot of advantages from that, but we'll see who finds the advantage early in this round. Nitro applying some pressure. And Hobbit this time is the player that's actually playing in around the deep short smoke. They're not going to commit to it. They're not going to leave a player here. Just Shiro on the bottom of the ramp, just a hold for any reaggression information piece from Team Liquid, but we're seeing Cloud9 go elsewhere. We're seeing them focus on the B side of things. That shot landed on the some damage onto Shox here on this B side as well, so need to be careful here, Team Liquid. They don't lose this first player.
Shox is someone who has been questioned at times on this Team Liquid lineup. Here comes the pressure from nafany. He's away from the rest of his squad. Maybe just seeing if he can catch that one kill early, and maybe seeing if he can be the first man in. Utility at the ready, molly to the back quad position. Shox is playing pretty passively here though, so he may not really get the chance to properly defend this site.
35 seconds. It's about to get chaotic here as Cloud9 look to try and finish on this B site. They're trying to use everything in their locker to get this first pick. They don't want to run in without being a player up, but they're going to have to. At 20 seconds, they're going to have to go into even more plays. The Team Liquid getting ready for it, and just at the time they wanted to send Shox into the fight, he ends up getting taken out. As the call to go for Cloud9 is through. It's kills back and forth. A 2v2. Alicia's come in with one, and it's just Shiro who has to try and clutch this one out. 6 seconds left. He goes for the tap. Big balls might get big rewards now and again, but this time it's nothing for Shiro. Gap on the peak at least gets Nitro on the way out, but it's Liquid who find the round win.
I think Cloud9 did just take a little too long there on their commitment into the B bomb site. You see Liquid just have everyone rotated over, and yes, there is a smoke up that's slowing you, but they had more utility on the Cloud9 side. I thought we might see them try and flash through and just go for it, because they've mollied the site, they've mollied quad. There really weren't that many positions they had to be scared about. They could have potentially just committed and tried to force those fights towards the back of the site, but they don't do that. They don't commit. Liquid get a good rotation over, and they just have everyone in position that they need to win that round.
Yeah, and for Cloud9, it's really running the clock dry in that one. Initially, the skirmishes on ramp, no one goes down. It's good in the end, but when you leave it so long, Liquid completely aware of the play that's about to come through. But a little timeout coming through. Trying to settle perhaps the nerves at the start of this one. I think the main story coming into Dallas is recovery and redemption for a lot of the teams who had disappointing runs at the major, because there's a lot of them in attendance. A lot of disappointing runs in recovery time for a lot of these sides. Team Liquid doesn't really look like they're going to be recovering much in this round, given the weapons that they've got in hand at the moment.
Oh, this could get dicey, but Hobbit is the man at the back. He was the insurance policy there. Even if the flash blinds the other players, he's sitting back towards the bridge in the safe position. Yeah, I wonder if one of the issues for Cloud9 is nafany's T rating this year has been a 0.84 rating on T side. And I think he's just not as confident in a lot of those opening duels and aggressive fights that Cloud9 relied on in the past. I think in the online era, he might have just gone through that smoke. He might have gone for that aggressive play. Decided not to hit. Shox is just hoping his unexpected position gets him a kill, but it never presented itself to him. 4-4, all tied up. Liquid had the strong start. They had a couple of smart stacks early. Now we've got to see if they can keep it up here.
Yeah, it's always frustrating when you're a team, you've just won a round, and you have to come into the next one with nothing to compete, and you just don't compete at all in the round, because what you did in the previous, when you get that round win, that damage is somewhat negated by Cloud9 keeping 5 players up, so it's frustrating for Liquid, but rounds around. We'll see if they can find this one.
This is still full buys for both teams into this one. No kits for Liquid, but they have gone for this early B aggression. They've been happy to try and go for this, and this time Naf has gained that ground. Cloud9's response is some mid-play, but nafany is also in towards round, and that's the first fight he was looking for. Opening kill found. Now we see the rotations, and that could make things awkward for Liquid here.
Yeah, nafany can be a nuisance. You alluded to that earlier. The ramp play, how he actually revolutionized how the map is played. He's really influenced a lot of the approaches that we see towards A. Gets one this round, gives it away. So now we're back into the 4v4, and this position for Naf is so hard to clear away. And he's able to get away with one. Probably would have liked that second onto Hobbit, very close to getting it picked up, but he'll be happy enough with the damage, I'm sure. 3v3 right now, and about to be the B-walk into Shox. Spots the side of Axel. Does damage on the peak, goes back again, and the dink actually lands on the Shiro. So he's on 10 HP right now. Hobbit elsewhere got removed by a Liege. And Shiro with 10 health. How are you going to compete in this one? I don't know if you do.
Definitely a big argument to be made for saving. I like the idea from Cloud9. They get it into a 3v3. It should have been a pretty good position for them because Shox was really on an island on that B site there. He had no assistance for a long time, but got to give a lot of credit to Shox for just getting that one kill and surviving. He realized that's what he needed to do. And unfortunately for Cloud9, they also couldn't cut off the rotation in the way they would have wanted to. They had the player aggressive up mid, they had the player in position, but because Liquid had 2 CTs just running back from A and rotating together, they were able to just overwhelm that one man who was hoping he could lurk. If they could find that one kill onto Shox, that would have been a great chance at the round, but Shox does enough.
Let's talk about the pressure of this Cloud9 roster and what they might be under now, Hawkeye, because you know you were just a dominant force throughout the online era. You got a lot of people turning against you because you were always beating Na'Vi, and you know you head to LAN and immediately everybody's preying on your downfall, right? They're waiting for it. So you go to LAN, you don't actually have any real LAN experience, and you don't perform as well on LAN as you did online, and that has never really improved. They're kind of at this very low ceiling right now when it comes to LAN performances, but also just signing to a new organization, the chaotic living experience I'm sure they're going through. There's a lot of outside factors probably plaguing the performance of this roster as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on for them. I'm hoping they can just have a good performance here, because we've been pointing out for a lot of these teams, they really kind of need an event where they just bounce back and show what they can. But so far, Liquid are proving worthy adversaries. Another solid fight. We've had a lot of B aggression from Liquid early. Again, it's another different setup from Liquid. Look at this, stacked in towards mid with 2 players and then 2 on B. That flash is coming in for Shox, but he doesn't want to fully commit. There's a lot of awkward angles to clear there below the stairs. This is where nafany could get a lot of ground towards A, though. There's only Nitro on this site, so he's having to play passive.
So Cloud9 slowing the pace down once they've got this ramp. Team Liquid starting to feel like a rotation to A.
Wow, did they clear B stairs fully? Because they're just leaving B wide open. That's wild.
They're coming back over here, and they're coming back with force. 55 seconds. Cloud9 about to send every single player up into A. Nitro, short work mid, a follow-up kill for Axel. Do they find Shox? Can he get something done? It's one for Shox, but now they're alerted to his position, and the trade is so damn quick. OC now coming back in on the reply, but it's not enough. And Team Liquid, they had the forces rotating to the right side of the map, but Axel just tears right through them.
It's so hard to play aggressive on ramp like that as the CT. You see that first fight that Nitro's having to take just against the headshot angle. So Axel so quick to respond and get that first kill. And then the other Liquid players were still kind of just rotating into position and were just getting ready to start going aggressive. So I don't think they had the setup in place they wanted. They weren't in the strongest positions. And now Liquid's money is in trouble. They've gone for the full investment, but it's not great.
Here comes nafany through the edge of the bottom ramp. Smoke, Nitro taken out. And you don't really expect too much here for Team Liquid. Maybe Shox can get a few picks here and there, but yeah, we gotta hope for some magic out of the Deegs. And here goes OC, a double kill, turning my expectations maybe a little to the side of Liquid, but Shiro and Axel have somewhat recovered this, but it's still very open. Have a leash, 2 players left to try and pull this one off. Cloud9 look towards the B side to commit to the bomb plant, and here comes that rotate and retake attempt from Team Liquid.
A leash, aware of the angle, but Axel was already in position. Now Naf is just sitting back. He would love to go get one of those guns, but they are being defended right now. So Cloud9 looks set to take the lead for what I believe should be the first time this game. I'm trying to think back now. It's always risky saying something like that. Always risky.
We had the Liquid
the maths.
We had the Liquid strong start with a 3 in a row. And then obviously you had the Cloud now bounce back with 3 to tie up, and Liquid just kept winning 1 and 1, staying ahead. But Cloud9 into the lead, 6-5. Axel starting to have a couple of good rounds back to back now. So I think Axel was one of the players that when Cloud9 had that little dip in performance, he was the one that really saw the drop off, and I think he's just influential. He's just essential really to the performance of this Cloud9 team.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's the question of can he still play the same way where he would take a lot of just dry fights at times, and he would take a lot of ground for his team. Remember, that was the full investment from Liquid, even though the buy looked bad. So this is all they've got in this round. I think a single P250 has been bought. Don't get fooled by Alicia's P2000. That's a default pistol too.
Quick take to the ramp here for Cloud9. We see nafany just rattle his way up quickly, but there really shouldn't be too much resistance.
Yeah, the nades are just going to be too good, even if you're stacked on this site.
Yeah, nice and clean it up. Shutting it down.
I got a very important question for you, Dinko.
Alright, ready for it.
While you've been here in Dallas, have you seen the clown who hides from dumb people?
No. No, I haven't.
Think about it. Think about it.
No, I haven't.
Think about it.
I got it, Hawkeye.
You got it? Yeah, there you go.
There's not a reason, you know.
He's been hiding from you, mate.
Yeah, he has been. He has been. Actually,
I knew you were going to walk into
I actually seen one last night.
We actually did, funnily enough.
So there was actually a clown. So he has showed himself to me. But yeah, that was kind of weird. There's around here for Cloud9 where you're going to be looking to see if there's any resistance coming up for Team Liquid in terms of how they're going to stop the ramp aggression, because now we're starting to see nafany get into the rhythm, get into that nuisance position where he's getting the space he wants. And Liquid, they haven't got the AWP coming into this, and they have to go for the timeout ahead of the play.
I'm just vibing to this music right now. Sorry, I can't really talk. I'm loving it.
It is pretty good.
Intense. Cloud9 looking good though, as you pointed out. Yeah, I think for Liquid, they're trying to switch up these setups, which I like. But the problem with that can be sometimes when you get caught in transition between those setups, it can be a little difficult to figure out how you're playing, right? When you have these setups that are constantly shifting and switching, you've got to figure that out ahead of time. So I actually like that they take a pause here. They can potentially talk that through, maybe see if they want to go back to something slightly more standard. Looks like just a 2-1-2 setup at the start of this round for Liquid, but the ramp control being contested.
Yeah, swing out nafany stops the leash from really getting in the mix early, and that's the nafany play. The question was, will Liquid be able to deal with him in these early rounds? And the answer is no. nafany comes swinging out, 2 kills picked up, and Axel will follow through to avenge his fallen leaders. So Team Liquid, that's after a timeout. you know, this isn't the start you need, and you can't really even see a world in which they get back into this unless there's a monumental play of the likes of Naf here. So Cloud9, they're not the kind of team that should drop the ball here. Play forward from Hobbit, looking to nip away at Naf, and he's very close to taking him out, but luckily he'll get away, and I think that should be the maneuver. You just thank your lucky stars you were able to stay alive in that scenario, and you just save these 2 remaining rifles.
I think nafany's play has been integral here for Cloud9.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
I was saying earlier, this year he has a 0.84 rating on the T side, and he's having a much better game than that here. 13 and 10. A lot of those kills are impact too. He's been winning that ramp fight a couple of times now. And then interz has just quietly been having a great game too. That's what he does. He just puts up multi-kills occasionally, rarely dies for the team. Solid showing from Cloud9, and honestly, Liquid got off to a good start with the pistol. They had a couple of good reads with some stacks on sites, but when it's just come into more standard gun round v gun round scenarios, Cloud9 have been pretty dominant.
Yeah,
They were trying to set up that flash play, just did not work out for Elige.
Yeah, this is what we mean when we said that Cloud9 should be favorites coming into this matchup. You know, it's a map that they're very, very comfortable on. It's a team that should be better overall, and a good showing so far in the gun rounds. Team Liquid had a very strong start, but if you discount those first 3 rounds, it hasn't been a whole lot going for Liquid. Shox trying to change that up, nearly gets caught out on top of the ledge. The timing on that, but Shiro has taken out OC. First pick is Cloud9's to play with.
This was a 4-man A stack early, so that was so ballsy from Shox, being completely alone on B.
Yeah.
He survived though. And now Naf can get that ramp control because they had so many players here. They go aggressive, but Shiro's beat the smoke.
Oh, and he just tickles his feet with a fire as he hunts down Naf. He's able to take him out, and Shiro has followed up for 2 in the round. Elige is hanging around in this angle, trying to catch them as they come into his crosshair. It's just 1 for Elige. Fantastic trading out of Cloud9. And it's down to 2 players again here for Team Liquid. Nitro, oh, is he about to get caught? The timing as well to leave that position. Hobbit has moved his way out into middle. Nitro luckily has quickly got himself towards elevator in time. But we've got under a minute left, and it's still very hard to see how Team Liquid even get into a position to compete in this remaining 4v2.
Cloud9 are somewhat spread out. Might be time to just group up.
Yeah.
I think they've realized that too. Starting to group up towards A ramp, and Nitro just has an MP9, so holding against 3 rifles, easier said than done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he's able to get something done here. MP9 just waiting.
The only way, time is getting low. Maybe the molly could cause some bomb plant shenanigans.
Yeah, we'll see if that pans out. If Shox rotated through middle, he would have been caught out by Hobbit, but he's decided to go the long way around towards CT, so he has got himself into position, trying to delay the utility saved over. The time is starting to tick, and now you have to commit to the plant. Shox has got Axel, but they can't stop the bomb plant, but they've moved forward. A shot in the dark, perhaps, but Nitro, a chance still alive for him. MP9, damage done on the turn back on Hobbit, jumps into Shiro. Opportunities started to present themselves, but still a difficult one to capitalize upon. Cloud9 recover in the chaos, and a 9th round selected and put up on top of that board for Cloud9, and Team Liquid are starting to really struggle here.
If Nitro realized Shiro was just out in the open, pushed up, he might have had a chance there. Because look at Shiro's position. He's just out in the open.
Yeah.
That could have been a 1v1 fight, and that could have potentially been scary, especially since Shiro had that AWP. Had to pull the pistol out to win the round, but Cloud9 gets the round win. And they've got the chance for 10 rounds and a double-digit T-side half. Interestingly, last round here, and Shiro has thrown away the AWP to go for the AK, and he's going to get boosted.
Oh, they couldn't get better than that for Cloud9, and it absolutely couldn't get worse for Team Liquid. Elige and Nitro down in 1 foul swoop, and it's a strikeout for Team Liquid here. Naf and OC left alone. 2 versus 5. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. Cloud9 just winning all of these early fights, getting in all the advantageous positions. Fantastic half out of Shiro individually. 16 kills to the 4 deaths of Shiro. And just Naf in the final moments of this first half to see what he can get done. He'll sit back inside of the elevator, spotted and body bite. nafany removes him. A 10-5 half coming in from Cloud9, starting their run here in Dallas strong. We'll see if they can close out this map after the break.
Hey future pros, I have a quick and easy Vertigo God Flash for you today. To throw this flash, get up against the edge of this wall. Aim just above the right corner of the concrete and throw. In and short side and get some easy kills if the T's are committed to a ramp rush.
Strong start for Team Liquid that filled me with positivity and hope, but when Cloud9 got the guns out, it was all but over in that first half. It felt like Cloud9 just have that significant advantage now, and heading into the second half, they got a 10-5 lead.
Dinko, they say everything's bigger in Texas. I feel like this is less rounds than I'm used to seeing from Team Liquid, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they can bounce back and give us a right old showing here in this second. But they need a pistol here if they want to get started. The first foundation brick needs to be laid.
And they do have some utility to try and pull that off. A couple of smokes and mollies, which maybe suggests an A-sided play. Remember, Liquid themselves, 4-stacked CTA on pistol. Now it's Cloud9's turn to do the same.
Yeah, we're getting into the mix. It's OC that's done well with the first pick, but Shiro fighting back. It's the lead out. And peek forward, Hobbit taking out OC. Down to 3 players here for Team Liquid.
Liquid just double mollied sandbags too. So no mollies left for them now, just the smokes, which could still be used on the site itself, but they've still got to be scared of the sandbags position.
Naf going back down the ramp.
This is where if you had a second molly, it would be great.
Yeah, if you could force him out, force him into the fight. But Shiro is just buying time, and he's doing it so annoyingly. He's just peeking out, being a little pesky player and allowing time for his teammates to get in behind, and even Shiro just peeks out for the headshot as well. Shox tries his best to line up a couple, but Axel able to reply upon that, and Cloud9 with the pistol. It's somewhat disappointing for Team Liquid. You really wanted to see them pick up that pistol, get off to a fantastic start in the second, but Cloud9, they're in their rhythm right now on Vertigo.
Getting that stack on towards A. I think that is a nice way to play the CT pistol. You can either choose to just head-on fight ramp early, or probably just give it up, because you're not going to have the utility to slow down the push. So I like having that 4-man stack there. You are going to have to rely on just hitting them head-on, but that's what Cloud9 do. Now we get the old full eco in the second round. Sorry, no, there's a P250.
Wow. Hawker,
I'm so sorry, I've lied
You've
to
lied
everyone.
to everyone, yeah. Credibility ruined. Relationship ended with Hawker. Shiro, it's one. Interz, a lot of money picked up, no problem in 12 rounds now. Read for Cloud9. A map that I'm glad I said that Cloud9 should be favorites on, because coming into this, obviously, the expectation was that, obviously Cloud9 should be favorites, but there was definitely a world in which this was a competitive, close game. But this is better from Cloud9, and I think they can get off to good starts in the early stages of competitions. It's going to get a little bit later is when some of the problems start to arise, and when the pressure is on. That is the key, and you're starting a game here. This tournament doesn't have the comfort blankets, the trampoline to catch you when you fall too often, right? You get one more opportunity. So getting a good start in the opening game is essential, really.
And it looks like Cloud9 are set to get off to that good start, but here's the buy from Team Liquid. AK's out. Spam's trying to go through on ramp, and the problem for Cloud9 is they actually only have one silenced M4, and it's over on B. So you can't really go for that spam war on ramp that you would normally be very happy to take as a CT. Look at all these smokes. It is a full wall up right now. And nafany playing a committed position with the MP9. Okay, I think he's got to get back. That's a scary spot. That's ramp control conceded, though. A little bit of molly damage, a little bit of a wall bang onto Nitro 2. Not much utility left for Team Liquid, though, and that means if Cloud9 can time these mollies and smokes well and slow down this push, Liquid could have a tough time breaching this bomb site.
Oh, Nitro looks down to dodge the flash, able to come back up in time and get his crosshair ready to take out Shiro. Nitro ends up falling to the hands of Hobbit instead. 4v4 will ensue with 30 seconds. There isn't going to be much of a lull in the action here. It is about to continue again. It's just a small break to put the smokes down on the site. And actually, nafany gets close towards Crane in place inside of the smoke. It's Hobbit that's taking the picks. He has finally gone down, but that just sets up nafany, and they aren't checking the smoke. They aren't looking for him, and nafany is just sneaky inside of the smoke.
No way.
Just staying in position. Here's the bomb plant start to come through. Stop Shocks from getting that bomb down, and Lige luckily trades it out, but 7 seconds left on this timer. Naf is nowhere near the bomb. He has to run away. He doesn't want to die after the time either here. In Cloud9, it's 13, and those little details, those little plays, so difficult to deal with. nafany really is an absolute nuisance.
They had that late round utility. They had the smokes remaining. They put one up into this position. Hobbit was fighting aggressively to help nafany out, and then nafany emerges just in time. That bomb plant gets denied, and the clock was the biggest issue at that point. And now, well, Naf has saved the AK. The rest of the squad not looking too hot here. A Lige with a scout. Got to see what he can do with that. Oh dear, Naf's already dead.
Well, Naf out of that. That's a big kill to find for Cloud9, and a horrible loss to sustain for Team Liquid. It's now maybe one of the players that could get you into something is out of there, and they've double dunked on a Lige, so...
To be fair, a Lige with a scout was kind of weird. I kind of prefer seeing it in OC's hands. It just feels more standard.
Well, it wasn't in his hands for long.
No.
He's lost that pretty much instantaneously, and everybody's gone. So yeah, cursed scout perhaps, who knows, like a hot potato, but it just kills you, so.
Hot potato, but it kills you.
Yeah.
That sounds like some real advanced clickbait on YouTube.
Yeah,
One day that's the level it's going to get to.
That's where you need your next video, Hawker. You know, if you really want to hit the next level, that's the one.
I think I'm good, thanks. Oh, those nades.
Could have been even more, you know. Could have taken down the tower of players in one hit, but not to be. We have got ourselves a timeout coming in for Team Liquid. Heading into their third, so a lot to talk about here for Team Liquid, a lot to figure out. Not a lot of rounds to figure it out in either, so gotta see a result of this timeout. Otherwise, Cloud9 will be pushing forward to 15. Map point locked in, and the money for Team Liquid will run dry, setting up Cloud9 for pole position to take victory in their opening game here on Vertigo.
It has been a good showing from Cloud9 so far. We're seeing some of those individuals step up. I mean, Shiro has just quietly put up 21 kills, which is always what Shiro seems to do. He's always putting up the numbers. But it's some of the other players who have been having a lot of impact with their frags, both nafany and interz, and you even pointed out Axile. They've all been there for Cloud9. Here comes a Lige fighting aggressively up ramp. He is oftentimes the man who looks for these early fights in this position. You've really got to know the minute details on Vertigo in these ramp fights. You've got to know what angles you are exposed to with how these smokes and nades go down. nafany sitting at sandbags, but the ramp control looks like it will be taken.
Nate goes into nafany. They're really sending everything to get him out of there. smoke goes down to buy some time, and he's going to throw an itchy in as well. Good damage done onto Elige and Nitro in that position. Shiro under a bit of pressure. Hobbit has collected 1 life, and it is Shocks to fall. So the advantage will side with Cloud9, and there's no trade, and they even get nafany out of the sandbags back to the site. So everything has gone right for Cloud9 so far.
I don't think Liquid were ready for Shocks to go for that wide swing. No one else was in position to help him out. It was a very high-risk play, and now Shiro looking to knock him down. The Mac 10 rounds the corner and gets back alive, and there goes OC.
Yeah, big kill there from OC. Naf also finding the pick, so Liquid have battled their way back into a competitive position at a 3 versus 3. Naf charges towards the bomb plant. nafany unable to take him out. Tries to get him on the fallback instead, but Nitro climbs up on top of the fence, gives him a better vantage point, and removes nafany. So now we're into a 3 versus 2 where Team Liquid now hold the advantage, and they've got to deal with a Cloud9 retake. Smoke gets set up for Axel, deep towards the front of the ramp. Axel will peek out. Now jump up on top of the boosted position. Naf gonna see him coming over the top, but no kills yet, and the time is beginning to tick. Perhaps beyond recovery point for Cloud9, but Axel, bullet right between the eyes. That kill will really make it impossible. Cloud9 not enough time now, just trying to take everybody down. And close to it, OC, barely alive at this point. It will go off to the bomb. Look at that extra bit of damage. It's the detail that costs him everything in the round in the end. But Team Liquid, they pull it off.
So cheeky from Axel, and it's good it paid off for him because he also went up with the bomb, went up with the ship. This was that kill from Naf. Somehow gets back to safety. Hobbit there was the man who looked like he was in position to trade, but it was those 2 kills that really brought it back to Team Liquid.
That's so tilty for OC though, but that is so massive because now OC's down to just a Galil. So if you're Team Liquid, you can't really drop the ball in any of these rounds. You need to start stringing them together. And any weakness could cost you, but the flash, they haven't seen nafany. No one checks him. No one looks. And nafany get an absolute miracle spot right there. Gets a double kill out of it. And Axel able to follow up. So now we're down to a 4v2. Oh, the Cloud9. That is so lucky. They're so fortunate. And Team Liquid, it's a nightmare.
nafany can't keep getting away with it, Dinko. He can't keep getting away with it. He's going to be haunting Liquid's dreams, or as you said, nightmares tonight. If he keeps this up.
It's going to be the sleep paralysis demon at the end of their bed.
Oh, God. You sound like you're speaking from experience there.
Yeah, nafany.
I heard some pain in that voice.
Yeah. Fortunately, never had that, but sounds horrible. But Axel, big pick there for Naf. Interz able to get something done, and now it is just OC. We must attempt and clutch in the 1v3. Has some time to play with, but not a lot of bullets landing in the right direction. And Interz will take him out. 15-6, map point for Cloud9.
It was good utility from Liquid too. nafany's blind for so long there. I think it may have been Shocks who was up first. I didn't quite catch it, but just didn't fully clear out that position. Wasn't fully aware. Oh, it was Nitro who was up first, excuse me. Who just couldn't fully clear that angle. And as soon as nafany lines up those first 2 kills, that's really the big difference maker. Wow, we got a UMP on the server. Elige pulling that one out. Don't see that too often these days.
You know what do you make of it? It doesn't look like he uses it all that often either. No skin equals probably not in use a lot, but it comes down on towards Nitro. He's half HP. That's a meaty piece of utility for Cloud9. This time it's Hobbit playing towards sandbags. You know, you're seeing Team Liquid trying to deal with the sandbags position, but Cloud9, they always get one out of it, and they never really lose the player.
Screw it. Just 5-man nade it at this point. Get him out of there.
Yeah, just have to. Throw everything you've got.
interz with the jiggle. It is a Mac 10 up against him, so I highly doubt we'll see a peek from Naf. Flash over to B, faking the info, but Liquid have group back up. Look at the rotate from Cloud9 though. They got everyone here. Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Team Liquid to create a gap, to create a hole in this. But they must try nonetheless, peeking up towards it. Interz. Headshot lands onto Elige. Another quick play from Naf, up through middle. The Sloth hits the accelerator. Accelerates to his death. It's down to OC, the only player left standing for Team Liquid, and it is not the start they would have hoped for here in Dallas. It is Cloud9 who starts strong with a statement here in Intel Extreme Masters.